was it temp jobs or whatever, and part-time jobs, and all of a sudden, because all these part-time jobs came about, and why did they come about?
Wait. Can you give me any evidence that proportionally as the size of the economy, there was a larger amount of part-time jobs specifically in the economy now comparative to Trump's administration?
You can absolutely say that.
Yeah, can you give me any source that indicates that?
So what happened to the rules about having to provide insurance?
Can you give me any source that indicates that?
No, I'm talking to you as a person.
So no source. So just trust me, bro.
Yeah, I trust you. Right?
Trust me, bro, is not a good enough source.
I don't see any sources from you either. So
what do you want? What do you want a source for? I'll tell you. I literally do give sources.
So because for
the economic data, I look at the Federal Reserve or the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
So 32 hours, and after 32 hours, as a company, what do you have to do? If you have an employee and he works 40 hours over the 32, if he works 33 hours, what do you have to do?
I don't know what you're asking. I don't.
Okay, if you own a company and you have an employee,
are you trying to talk about overtime once they get past like the particular thing for a day?
More than overtime. We're talking about benefits now.
Are you talking about health insurance?
So what they did, what companies had to do is cut hours.
I don't think they're mandated to do that.
So companies cut hours to people, so that way they didn't meet the threshold of 32 hours. So that way they didn't have to pay benefits. So what happened?
Okay, that's a bad thing, right?
Now you got. Well, it kind of is. Yeah, I agree with you. But that's what happened.
So we should make sure everyone has benefits. There you go.
So we're going to cut people's pay?
No, we provide universal health care.
Oh, okay. So you don't mind cutting your pay down a little bit to make sure everybody has it?
I don't have to cut my pay in order to do that. But we would pay taxes to do this. Because I would. Everyone would. You just listen, please. We spend half as much per individual on healthcare expenditure in countries abroad that have universal healthcare systems comparative to here in the United States, and they have better health outcomes in those countries.
I'm going to disagree with that. My grandpa's from Canada, and he moved here for the healthcare. Canada has a horrible healthcare system.
That's actually laughable. If you look at satisfaction of Canada's healthcare system comparative to the United States, it ranks better.
Yeah, I'm sure overall it ranks better, but
that's what we're comparing. We're comparing overall.
65 years old, and you have cancer, and somebody
you're actually gonna have to pay for. You're actually not gonna have to pay for it. It's gonna be provided to you. Whereas under our current system right now, it is the case that you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on medical debt.
Yeah, you're gonna be put on a list first, Parker.
At least you get the care. At least you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt.
You get the care.
No, you will get the care. That's a lie. You saying maybe is crazy.
That is not true.
Okay. Give me scenarios where what percent of the people who had cancer didn't get care in Canada?
Oh, I'm just hearing from other people.
Jesus Christ, dude! Like, is it just gonna every time I ask you for any reason, is it just gonna be like, oh, I feel like this is the case?
Well, no, I'm telling you right now, I visited Canada before and talking to those folks.
Yeah, and also Matt's visited Canada, and Matt said the healthcare system is great.
I visited Canada back in July. I stayed the whole month, and it was it was fine. Like I have not heard that.
You used their healthcare system?
I didn't, but my girlfriend uses it regularly, and she has no problem.
She lives in Canada.
Mm-hmm. She's Canadian, yes.
And she's young.
She's young, yes.
Oh, well, there you go. I just said, if you're young, it's great. I'm sure the healthcare is awesome.
You're amazing. Thank you so much, Denise.
Young? I mean, she's 25. I mean,
that's pretty damn young.
How does being young at all mean that you get better care?
The older you get put on the list, basically.
If anything, you're older, you would get put closer on the list to get looked at first.
Just the opposite. They look at it just the opposite.
That's total BS.
Okay, hold on. Is there a Canadian in chat by chance, just to
I should have had my message. Thank you so much.
Because none of us here are like Canadian.
No, I know he's wrong. I know he's bullshitting.
Hold on, right here. We have a comment that says, "My family from Canada and healthcare is terrible. There is a list for everything." See, Miss Lady, right there.
No shit. There's a list for everything, right? Well, yeah, but it is the case that people get taken care of. Also, by the way, shut up. Okay? That does not justify your point that it is the case that people who are younger get help better. One. Two, as it relates to this, you citing one person in the comment section does not demonstrate the overall system. I'm referencing overall satisfaction as it relates to their system. Shannon, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
And with respect, we have lists here in the United States too. It just lists of an entirely different source. So we can't pretend like we don't also ration care, because we do. We just ration it on an entirely different basis. And frankly,
also we have less physicians per capita.
Yeah, I mean, so like we ration care too, and I mean, yeah.
Wait, Street, you can unmute. I sent you the invite to unmute, or you can click on your profile picture in the bottom right and then click the microphone.
Oh, okay, there you go. So I don't remember ever being put on a list or anything for my health care.
Wait, do you have?
I went to the ER and was on a list. I had to wait hours to get service here in in the United States.
Yeah, because it's based on importance, not age.
Oh, importance. That's literally what their fucking system is based on, genius. Holy fuck, you just ran right into the point.
If you have, Parker.
It is totally based upon severity.
Earlier? You didn't even listen, did you?
I did. I totally listened to you.
Oh, you talk too much. That's the problem. So
no, you fucking don't listen enough.
If you have a 45-year-old with cancer that is terminal, and you have a 65-year-old with cancer, that 45-year-old is going to get taken care of first.
If it is the case that they have the same level of severity.
Yes.
Obviously.
Wait, no. His analogy is wrong, though. His analogy,
if they have the same level of severity, obviously you'd pick the younger one.
No.
What?
Hold on, Parker.
You don't care about people.
Wait. That's not true.
No, hold on.
Why is he laughing?
Street,
listen. If it is the case that they have the same severity and you can only take care of one, yes, you take care of the younger one. Like if it's 45 comparative to 65, you absolutely do that. What?
That's not what he said. He said the 45-year-old is terminal.
Appreciate the coffee. Thank you. I told him. No. Listen. So I told him severity is the same in both scenarios, and he said yes. And if it is the case that you have to pick one or the other, obviously you take care of the 45-year-old in that scenario. If it is the case that was the scenario, that is so unlikely to happen, though. They both will get taken care of.
Why is the 45-year-old more important?
They have longer life to live. That's the only reason why you would make a difference between them, as it relates to either one or the other gets care, and there's no way to take care of both of them.
But you have there is no studies whatsoever to say that these two people have terminal cancer, and you're going to take the
wait, Street. You gave me a scenario where you can only take care of one. Where it is the case. Listen, let me please finish. You have only one scenario, right, where you gave me where it is the case that you have two people, the same severity. One is older, the other one is younger. Obviously, you would, in that scenario, the younger one is more likely to recover. The younger one has a lot longer to live in typical, right? That is what would happen. I'm telling you that's what would happen. I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm not saying I like discriminating against people who are older. What I'm saying is that's what would happen if it were one or the other. Okay? Yes. That's what would happen. And you don't disagree with that even. Would you pick the 65-year-old?
But in America, guess what happens? They both get taken care of.
Oh come on, you fucking little weasel. You fucking little weasel. The whole point of the fucking hypothetical that you gave me was that both of them couldn't get taken care of. Obviously, I would be okay with I want both of them to get taken care of. You fucking little weasel. You little dude, what the fuck is this bullshit, dude? You're such a little weasel, bro. I'm actually so annoyed with you, dude.
I got you all worked up.
Yeah, you do have me worked up because it's fucking bullshit what you just did.
No,
it's honestly stupid as fuck. It's stupid as fuck. The hypothetical you gave was not those conditions. Okay? Why are you acting like I answered it like, "Oh, I would only save one if I could save both." That's fucking dumb. Okay? Obviously, I would rather save both. Jesus Christ, dude. Are you gonna unmute, man? Are you gonna unmute? Do you know how to unmute? Okay, I literally already told you how to unmute. You click your profile picture in the bottom right, and then you click the microphone.
Yeah, Chad, you like when I go?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, it came up with a pop-up last couple times. That was weird. Why it didn't come up with pop-up now?
Yeah, Chad, I'm sorry I have emotions. My bad. Let me like turn into an AI next time. Jesus Christ, dude. I show 1 ounce of emotion because this guy's being dense as fuck, and it's like people freak out, bro.
I'm being dense.
You're objectively being dense. You change the conditions of the hypothetical to make me seem like a terrible human being when it's the case that I never said that.
The hypothetical was for Canada, right? And you said that people are more.
No, it was not for Canada. It was just in general.
No.
You were asking about who gets taken care of.
Yeah,
Bobby V, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you so much.
In Canada, I was asking.
No, you changed the hypotheticals a million times. Even then, it wouldn't even matter. It would, regardless of whether or not it was in Canada or the U.S., I would say the same thing.
The United States, they both getting taken care of.
No, that's bullshit. You understand? Actually, in the United States, less people get taken care of because they can't afford it. Okay? So you understand that? You understand the 45,000?
You can't decline healthcare.
Listen. People have to pay medical. So listen. 45,000 to here. Yo, Persephone, thank you so much for the whale diving. Thank you so much, Persephone. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's for Persephone. So as it relates to this, 45,000 to 68,000 people die in the United States every single year due to lack of health insurance. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. That does not happen in Canada. Okay, so you can sit there and you can act like everyone gets taken care of in the United States. That is fucking bullshit.
Okay, my uncle did not have health care, and he got taken care of just fine from cancer. So how do you explain that?
I'm not saying no one gets taken care of. Wait, by the way, hold up, let me please answer this. So I never said no one gets health care. What I said is that some people die in this country, tens of thousands of people, because of lack of health insurance. That is a fact. I'm not making this up.
So if you have a sickness and you go to the hospital, they cannot decline you. You know that, right?
You're not understanding that people will not get these types of services because they can't afford it. They don't want the debt to go onto their family, right? They don't have insurance. There are plenty of scenarios that will reduce the likelihood of them being able to get the care in the United States. So are you just saying these people die because they're dumb or something? Is that what you're telling me?
Doesn't the debt
Wait, so why are they dying? Tell me, Street. Tell me, Street, why are they dying?
Well, I think it's typically because they just don't know. They don't know.
So they're just dumb? Is that your view?
No, I never said dumb. I said they don't know. There is a difference between being dumb and not knowing. You do know that, right?
Straight, hold on. By the way, I just want to correct something. By the way, under law, you can deny somebody care as long as it's not emergency care. We have a law that prevents, which is why so many people die is because they cannot
afford preventative care.
Exactly. They cannot afford preventative care because it is so expensive, and so it becomes chronic and debilitating, and it becomes an emergency, and then they get care. But by that point, it's too late.
Exactly.
Because the whole idea is in these other countries, they focus on preventative care to try to stop these types of illnesses getting to being chronic. That's the whole idea. That's one of the reasons why the Affordable Care Act has so many preventative care provisions in it. It's because it wants to actually go that far. So I don't know where you're getting this idea that someone can just walk into like an emergency room and like get treatment. They could do that, but then they're getting a huge ass bill. Like they will get a bill in the thousands of dollars.
Better than dying, right?
Jesus Christ, dude.
What? Wait, hold on. Is it better than dying? Wait, hold on. They're not dying. If someone has the flu, okay, and they need like an eye. Hold on. Please let me talk. Street, let me talk, please.
Right.
Okay. If someone has the flu and they need like a cough suppressant, or they need an IV because they're dehydrated, right? And they go to the emergency room, they are going to get treated, but then they're going to get a bill. And that bill is going to be fucking huge. And then that's going to create problems. Instead of, if they had a universal system, they could walk into a regular clinic, get the care they need, they may pay a few bucks, and then they walk out and we're all happy, right? The main point is that we want people to get the care, but not to have to pay thousands of dollars for it. Because the only care that is protected under law is emergency care, which I don't think is a good model.
Sasha, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Preventative care is the way to go.
So that's interesting, because I've taken to my daughter, who doesn't have health care, to the hospital before due to a broken hand. They even put it in a cast, and the bill was $350. So I don't know what hospital you guys are going to.
Wait, hold on. $350? Okay. I'm not I'm not like
the average American cannot. The average American can't afford a $400 expense. The average American cannot afford a random $400 expense. The average American is living paycheck to paycheck. The average American can't afford that for a random cast. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not affordable for most Americans. Nextly, as it relates to that, I want you to acknowledge specifically that you're talking about a scenario where this wasn't chronic, okay? You're talking about a scenario where it didn't happen over and over again, where they had to continue to get care over and over again. You're also not referencing the fact that there are hospitals around the entire United States that have different price mechanisms and price systems than what you have specifically in the place where you got care. So you have a complete misunderstanding of how our healthcare system works. If you say that just because of that one scenario, that means everyone can get their care for affordable levels in the United States. That is also unbelievable.
Yeah. Also, it's entirely... I'm sorry to say this, but I had to say this because I think it's reflective of reality. Why the hell does your kid not have health insurance?
Well, because of her job.
But you can get it privately. Why did you? Hold on. No, Street. Why did you not privately go and get health care for your kid?
Wait. How old is your kid?
She's 24.
Okay. So, okay, well, the ACA does provide through 26. That would just be a family plan. They don't have a family plan. So she's older. That's why.
And the problem is she makes just enough money to not qualify for any kind of assistance.
Oh my God! It's almost like our fucking system sucks. Jesus.
Yeah, well, what happens is they cut her hours.
So maybe we shouldn't tie someone's job.
So corporate greed. He just gave an example. I like how he just gave an example of corporate greed. He's like, yes, let's give them more tax cuts. Corporations that are greedy as fuck. Let's give them tax cuts. Oh my God! More money to these rich people. It's gonna trickle down. It's gonna trickle down. I promise you. These greedy corporations that won't give his kid health care. You know that put the hours on that specifically. They're gonna trickle down the money.
I make so much money. It's crazy. Oh my! I just can't believe the Democrats.
Samuel, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Like, I think it's utterly hypocritical and unbelievable for you guys to be like, oh, I think these corporations are too greedy, right? That we shouldn't have these set up this way. But then at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, let's give these people tax breaks. They're gonna trickle down the money.
You know what I told her, Parker? I said, sucks for you. Better get a fucking better job.
Yeah, that's disgusting to say to your daughter. You should literally say, let's create a better system so that you don't specifically have to do that.
Let's keep her down. Working at a fast food restaurant, and let's not.
Wait, I'm not advocating for.
I know. Hold up. To a better position.
Yeah, I'm not advocating to say that you shouldn't benefit your quality of life or conditions or try to get a better job. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that regardless of the job, everyone in this country should be protected. And that's what you don't understand. The same thing with firefighters, the same thing with police, the same thing with streets, the same thing with basically all these other things. I don't know why you think it's okay to restrict people getting access to care just because they can't afford it. I think it's so fucking insane that I have to come up here and I have to argue these things. Because tens of thousands of people in this country die every single year because of a lack of access to health insurance. And that should not happen. Tens of thousands of people. Easily preventable. And it would cost less as a system. Like, geez, dude.
And your daughter, if she didn't qualify for Medicaid, then she could have gone on the ACA and then could have tried to get a private plan. Because she's young, her premium would have been low, and she would have got probably a pretty hefty tax credit to help satisfy that overall premium. So
okay, Rockin'. Her premium was going to be $250 a month. Okay.
That's actually. I mean, that's low. I mean,
you just said that average people are having a hard time paying $400 a month. $250 is not that far off.
No, I agree with you that it's too high. I'm just saying there are options.
He doesn't get what a random $400 expense is. Dude.
So a random
not have enough disposable income
versus a monthly expense.
Hold on. Does she not have enough disposable income to pay any type of healthcare expense?
Oh, everybody does, I think. Hey, turn your cell phone off.
Geez, I want it right now. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. If you have $100 a month cell phone bill and you're complaining that you can't afford stuff, there's a reason.
I'm not complaining.
There's a
I
reason
didn't
why.
complain.
No, I'm not saying you.
Like,
Rock.
we're literally sitting here and we're advocating that people should have health care. And, like, why are you saying that you disagree with this?
No, you muted me before I was going to talk.
I didn't mute you there.
And then I had, yes, you did. I had to just
Not
unmute
right
myself.
here. I did earlier, but.
Yeah, okay. You just did like 2 minutes ago. Anyway, so what I was going to say, Parker and Rockin', because I don't know your real name, but anyway, I can agree with you that yes, everybody should have some form of health care at a cost, whether it be a percentage of your pay or whatever it may be. And I'm okay with that, a percentage of your pay.
Congratulations, Medicare for all. You pay for it through your taxes. That's a percentage of your pay. There you go.
Once you hit 65, yeah.
No, Medicare for all. All people get Medicare, and they pay through it through their taxes. Boom.
What happens if they don't pay taxes? Then who pays for it?
The same thing happens now. Then they get Medicaid.
Dude, it's like he doesn't know how he's talking about in terms of the system. Like, dude, how are we going to pay for Medicare for all? The same way we pay for firefighters, the same way we pay for police, the same way we pay for all these other social programs. Yes, absolutely. We spend in countries around the world, they spend half as much per capita as we do here in the United States, and they have better average health outcomes. So instead of us sitting here and being like, oh, we can't do it when countries around the world have been doing it, let's acknowledge that we can do it. Let's acknowledge that we should do it and stop having these dumb conversations, because our society is held back so much because we can't talk about other shit because you guys don't want to fucking provide healthcare like almost every other industrialized nation on the planet that quite literally has been doing this for decades. The conservatives in those countries support universal healthcare.
And let's also talk about the big elephant in the room. Trump has no healthcare policy. He
literally
has
no health.
None. I'm sorry, but can you tell me what Trump wants to do about anything involving healthcare? Anything. I don't care what aspect of healthcare it is. Name me something that Trump wants to put in place to ease healthcare costs, access, availability. I don't care what it is. But I mean, I'm sorry, but he hasn't had a plan for 9 years now. He has nothing.
9 years.
Arcane,
yeah, he first ran in 2015.
Yeah, Devin, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but he ran in 2015. He started.
Catherine, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, what is it besides a huge amount of cost to people? Okay, let me go back to a little bit. Also, is whenever our kids were younger, we were forced, because we couldn't afford the health care. So we were forced to get Obamacare, even though I was willing to pay out of pocket.
The individual mandate was taken away by the Supreme Court. That also was originally put in by Republicans.
But for 2 years, we had a penalty that we had to pay because we didn't get them health care.
That was set up by Republicans.
How?
Wait, hold on. Okay. No, hold on. We can explain it to you. When the Heritage Foundation first formed what would eventually become Obamacare, they had the mandate in there because they knew that in order to make people get health insurance, there had to be some kind of either consequence or mechanism to make people do it. Even conservatives wanted to do that. It was not until Barack Obama put his name on it that conservatives were like, oh no, this is scary. No, this was a conservative idea. The individual mandate is a conservative idea. In fact, liberals were the one who no, they didn't like
Literally,
it.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
The ones who started it and believed in it were conservatives.
And I think of the fireworks.
And once Barack Obama's like, you know what, let's put that in my bill, all of a sudden, then they're like, wait, hold on, we can't have that. We can't have, a Barack Obama being on our side. So they're like, no, that's bad. But, so, you want to blame somebody, blame the conservatives, because they are the ones that formulated the entire idea.
So the president couldn't have stopped that? Obama couldn't have stopped it?
Obama agreed with it because he knew.
Yeah, he agreed with it. Why?
Hold on. because he knew that the only way to get people to use the services is to have some kind of penalty, because that's what we do whenever you don't have something that we see is beneficial for them. Now, of course, the court disagreed, and that's fine. Okay, fine. The court disagreed. But I'm saying that was the rationale behind it, and conservatives all throughout the Republican Party for decades thought that was a good idea until Barack Obama came along. So I'm just saying that Barack Obama is not really the fault here. Yes, he put it into the bill, but this was a conservative brainchild. It was nobody else's. No big Democratic think tank thought of this. It was a conservative bill. Okay?
So we can blame Trump for all the Democrats for them pushing bills, but we can't blame Obama?
No, I didn't blame Trump for... Wait, hold on. I didn't blame Trump for anything so far.
You were branding conservatives.
Wait, we were just saying that. That was not Trump, by the way.
Yeah, that's not Trump, by the way. I said conservative.
He wasn't even in office.
I thought we were all together because Parker said you guys, and I thought he was profiling.
Come on, that's language.
Do you see how dense this guy is? He's purposefully. Okay. I feel like he's purposefully rage baiting at this point. You're not coming up here to engage in a constructive dialogue. You came up here to try and make me mad.
No, I'm constructive now.
Then why would you just say that?
Why? Yeah,
because you're using your certain terms. I'm using my certain terms.
No, straight.
You know what I meant? Like what?
That is being disingenuous because I was citing people from the fucking 1990s. I was not citing Donald Trump. It's clear as day who I was citing. Donald Trump wasn't even in the picture. I'm sorry, but I'll get to blaming Donald Trump. I mean, believe me, I can blame him for a lot of other things. I'm not blaming him for that. I said conservatives. Donald Trump wasn't even a fucking conservative at this point.
I know, and you guys are still mad at him. That's what's crazy.
No, I'm mad at him because he's a fucking insane lunatic who started.
I'd be mad at Donald Trump if he was a liberal. I would be mad at Donald Trump regardless of whether or not he was a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah.
The fucking issue is that you wouldn't do that, even though it is the case that he has all these terrible values. But I would do that even if they were on my side. And I think that's fucking despicable. You can't put the country over the party. You can't do it. You're allergic to it.
I remember first learning about Donald Trump probably in 2004 or 5. That's when I first came to know him, right? And I didn't like him then. I just don't like the guy. I don't think he's and at the time he was liberal, and I thought he was a pompous ass then, and he's a pompous ass now.
Like a wise individual once said, "They ain't like us."
Yeah, they ain't like us. So I mean, it doesn't matter what he believes. I think his beliefs has gotten worse, but he's still an ass.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There was times where he was probably talked out of his ass, and I was like, God damn it! Now, quit fucking talking, quit tweeting or twittering or whatever the fuck it's called, but. But yeah, I mean,
But again,
I want to ask him this question.
Yeah.
Would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
In his case, yeah. You know how,
would you vote for Trump if he were held?
Do you know how many people that are wrongly convicted?
Very low. Very low.
Very low, huh?
Yeah, false reports are 2 to 10%. So even lesser than that would be it, because it went through a civil process of a jury unanimously determining that he was held legally responsible of sexual abuse. But let's go further. Would you vote for Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a minor with Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
You'd vote for him still?
No. I'm sorry. I misread your words there.
Oh, you wouldn't vote for him?
No, absolutely.
So why would you vote for him if he were held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman, but you wouldn't vote for him if he were held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a kid with Jeffrey Epstein?
If there was strong evidence.
Wait, both of them are civil cases, so there's no difference in the evidence.
No. Trust me. You could. The sad thing is I can go around and I can go to the bar tonight and I can fucking pick up this chick and go home and sleep with her, and all she has to do is say I raped her.
That's not true at all.
What the fuck, dude?
That's not true.
How is that not true?
Because I'm sad that I have to explain this, but a consensual sex doesn't have the same. Oh no! It doesn't have the same physical things that happen to the body as during rape. It just doesn't.
And psychological.
Yeah,
right?
and psychological.
And you can see those in the case of E. Jean Carroll with the medical records, with the stories in reference to her friends. This is showing not a state of mind now, right, because of politics or whatever the fuck you think it is, to be able to make money or whatever the hell, right? It shows a state of mind that she was traumatized and abused. And that's what specifically indicates this, okay?
How is that proven?
What do you mean, how is that proven? We have medical records of her from the 90s that specifically indicate her explaining these stories to, like, her therapist.
And specifically saying it was Donald Trump?
Yes.
Wow. I haven't heard that.
She had two friends who she confided in shortly after the event, who also named Donald Trump. She had the dress that Donald Trump conveniently didn't want to give his DNA to test against the unknown male DNA. And then he waits till the very, 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 very last minute and then says he'll do it, knowing that the judge would turn it down because he had already waited 2 freaking years.
To me, that's just him being kind of a dickwad. You know,
wait, hold on.
He was doing that. Wait, I was talking. I've been courteous to you guys.
No, I appreciate that. That's what I was trying to get.
Okay. So he's been doing that all along. You guys look at his taxes. How long did he hold on to and not show his taxes for? Because everybody thought, oh shit, everybody thought he was going to 100% get nailed on that shit, right? And he kept holding on to it. I think he just loves to play a game with everybody, and everybody feeds into it. That's what's crazy to me. Everybody.
So he's playing a game with him being held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman. Like, none of this makes any sense at all. Why would he risk paying $88 million of damages? You know, when he could have just taken a DNA test.
That's him putting his DNA against the dress and then it turning out that it's not his DNA would be a huge advantage for his case. Like that's a big advantage. And because she submitted it and then all of a sudden it turns out that it's not his DNA. I mean that like blows a big hole in the whole credibility.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't do that. Maybe because and again I don't know why because because I would give up my DNA.
I would too.
That would prove like pretty definitively that it didn't happen because she's saying I have the dress, it has his DNA on it. Turns out it's not my DNA. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the problem is see, I would do the same thing. I agree with you. But the problem is we're average folks, man. These rich folks, they don't trust me, man. They don't think the same way we do.
Not like us.
That is one thing that we all can agree on. That the rich is definitely not like us.
Wait, yeah, but hold on. But maybe we should hold them.
Donald Trump.
But maybe we should hold them to a slightly higher standard then because they have the resources. He can afford the best lawyers in the world, right? He knows that his lawyer probably said, submit your DNA, and if it's not going to... Trump, did you do it? No. Okay, let's submit your DNA, and then that will prove that it's not on the dress. And he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Wait, why? And then he does, and then behind closed doors, I don't know what to say behind closed doors, but there's a reason why he didn't do it, right?
Yeah,
there's a reason, and I'm saying it looks a little suspicious when you clearly deny that it happened in such a forceful way. She has something that can pretty well prove if it did or didn't happen, and if it didn't happen, then just get your DNA. It didn't happen, and then I would say,
if they never met each other, right? Well, then obviously there's no way she had his DNA. Yeah, that's just not how it works. And Allison, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much. Give me some W's for Allison in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Allison.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Who knows what they said behind closed doors? That's only they'll know. Unfortunately, we'll only know the story that they want us to tell.
Can I actually also give you another thing? I can give you 2 other places where Trump lied. Trump lied when saying that he never met her. There's pictures of them together. He also said that he wouldn't have sexually abused E. Jean Carroll because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in a deposition, mistook E. Jean Carroll with his ex-wife.
I don't know any about that.
That's a total contradiction, right? He totally lied multiple times. She hasn't lied at all. The story's consistent with medical records, with her friends indicating this, with the fact that Trump didn't give up his DNA, right? Nothing about her story is a lie. But Donald Trump has multiple lies. Donald Trump didn't give up his DNA. Donald Trump has a history of misogyny, right? and claimed that every single woman wants him, that he grabs women by the vagina, he doesn't even have to ask. He thinks every woman wants him, even when it is the case that they clearly might not.
Wow, look at Anna Nicole Smith, man. If you got money, you're going to find them.
So if she did this for money, why didn't she come out with this case in the 90s, right, to make money back then, so that she could have specifically had the money earlier on in her life and didn't have to wait so long?
Probably because his dad was still alive. I don't know.
Fred Trump didn't. No, Fred Trump was dead.
No,
he probably. I mean, he was well known still, but he probably wasn't the.
Wait, hold on. Why would she?
Wait. How would she know that he was going to get bigger in the future?
Oh shit! You knew right away he was going to get bigger. Come on, now he was a Democrat back then. They force-feed that shit.
No, come on. That's such a ridiculous statement for you to make. Also, she already was a millionaire.
Who was already a millionaire? She was?
E. Jean Carroll. She's already a millionaire.
Okay. That's pennies compared to where he's at.
Bruh. It just decreases the probability that they would make up a lie for this.
You look at Anna Nicole Smith, man. If you got money, somebody's going to.
Why are you bringing up Anna Nicole Smith? Like, I'm sorry, but like she's been gone for like 2 decades now. Like, what's the point about her?
Well, because we're bringing up rape from 2 decades.
I don't know anything about that case. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm talking
what's the relevance?
The relevance is, you say Trump said that women flock to him. It's probably true because of his money. And then I said, look at Anna Nicole Smith. She flocked to him. Why? You really think she was in love with him? Come on. If you do, you're denial.
Okay. So again, what's the likelihood of a false report? It's 2 to 10%. So the likelihood is exorbitantly low. Okay. If it goes through the context of the court system, has all of these conditions that I just mentioned, and it is the case that the report prior to all of these conditions, right, would indicate that there's only a 2 to 10% likelihood of it being wrong, you have very high confidence in saying that this happened. We have over, I would say we have 95 plus, given that standard.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer or a judge, so I wouldn't even put a percentage to it. I'm not sure.
I can. I absolutely can.
Okay, then you must be a lawyer and a judge.
Again, if the lowest possible percentage is 90% for it being true, and then all of those conditions I applied, like at least 5% increase from that.
So for each condition applies how much percentage?
You could, even if you assumed less than 1% for each.
So that goes with any case? In any case you can assume that?
Yeah, you could do that. We could do that as it relates to the context of reports, and then if it went through a civil case, that it'd be even more likely to be true. So you'd have to have good reason to indicate it's false, as a reason as to why you wouldn't accept the case.
Oh.
Otherwise, you wouldn't really have accurate determinations of being able to figure out what's right and what's wrong in a particular scenario.
Well, you have evidence, you have proof. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, we had the evidence, we had the proof, we had the court case, the jury determination, we had Trump lying, we had
lying is that's not really against the law.
Wait, I never said it's against the. In some scenarios, it is, but I do think that it indicates that he's likely trying to hide something if he's lying about this.
I'm not.
And if he's trying to hide something, that incriminates him, or at least increases the probability of it.
Could be trying to hide a lot of things. You never know.
Yeah, and when you hide things as it relates to this scenario, that indicates like a greater likelihood of criminal activity.
Possibly.
Okay. No, I don't say possibly. I think it is. I guarantee if this were true in any other scenario, you wouldn't vote for this person. Like, for example, let me ask you a question. Yeah. If you had the choice of 2 different bus drivers, right? You have kids, right?
Yeah. I just said I do.
Let's say the bus driver for the day was Kamala Harris. Would you let them go on the bus?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. So if it was Donald Trump, would you let them go on the bus?
Sure. Why wouldn't I?
Because he has a history of sexual violence, misogyny, sexualizing 5th graders. Saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
As a bus driver, you got to do background checks and everything. So he wouldn't become a bus driver. That's irrelevant. That doesn't even make any sense.
No, the point that I'm making is that you're not going to trust them. Like, I could use a babysitter, right? Say you need a babysitter, right? Who would you rather trust to babysit your kids, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Kamala Harris, because a woman is always a better babysitter.
Jesus Christ! Of course, it's the. Oh my God, dude.
Are they not? They're more caring. They're more loving. They're more patient.
I would say it's true with the context of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, but it's not because just she's a woman, right? And just now, he's a man.
My wife is way more loving and caring and patient than I am.
Okay, well that's again you projecting even further.
So I would rather have her watch kids than me.
Wait, but you understand that I can give you plenty of scenarios where like a man would be better than watching a kid than a woman. Like I would trust myself watching a kid, right, over like a woman who's a serial killer.
Well, yeah, because you're a little more feminine. A serial killer woman, that's probably a dyke-looking bitch.
Bruh. That's a good.
So